Bleecker Street, 90 X-ray.
2 Highway 3 Central.
2 Highway 3.
Show me that key from the Mary and put me on the 75 Sam at 34th Street, administration on the 1.
10 o'clock. Is it?
1 4th Street, correct me now.
10 o'clock, thank you.
Oh yeah, we're going to get my barbecue chicken again. Oh yeah, this time it's 10:30, and 10:30 means no traffic. Oh yeah.
Location.
So we're gonna get my barbecue chicken at 10:30 p.m.
Salamat po, Simon. Adam, Charlie Line.
You can lock in 9380. That's one. 20 HB3. Talking Orchard. Get 9380. That's one.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get my barbecue chicken. My good old barbecue chicken. Oh yeah.
Said it was on the side of a Korean barbecue place. We're checking it out.
Yeah, we're listening to New York City crimes. Crimes that are happening right now in New York City.
2017 white color. Confirmed.
This is a very big city, and we got very big crimes going on at all hours.
What was your last message about the drop on your queue?
July 14, West 14th, just disorderly 91, and then is there an update on the 54 on IQ?
Oh boy, they shut that inner lane down. Look at that. Oh, that is shut down. We went from 4 lanes down to 2. We got 2 lanes going out of the city. We got to get a swivel for this camera so you guys can see what I see on the right side. I see the whole nice view of the cityscape. But we can't capture that because of this ridiculous, stupid profile where you catch the image vertically, like a dodo head. I hate this vertical image stuff. I'm from the widescreen. I'm from the widescreen, like you watch a widescreen movie. This is for dodo heads. This is for all the dodo heads. They like to watch this vertical garbage. Oh, yeah. All right, now we're in Brooklyn now. We've crossed into Brooklyn. And in 5 minutes we're going to cross into Queens via the highway here. Oh, look at that. Nope, not in 5 minutes, maybe in 15 minutes. Look at that traffic. I spoke too soon. Look at that traffic. Look at that. Oh, yeah, it's come to a crawl. Look at this. I was going 55, and now I'm going 5. And now I'm going to come up to a stop. Oh, gotta love the New York City traffic at 10:37 p.m. Oh, yeah, look at this. Let's see, on the radio, they don't say anything about no accidents. So what's going on here? What is this going on? Are they shutting the highway down to maintain it again, or it's either that or an accident? Those are the only 2 things that cause traffic at this time. Either an accident or a highway shutdown because some structural reason. Look, there's actually 5 lanes here. There's 5 lanes of traffic. 5 lanes of traffic. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Well, we reached, what was it, 57? 57 viewers came to this channel, so we've seen that. 57 viewers. And all the dingleberries dropped out. 57 dingleberries. Oh, yeah. Yeah. 10:40 p.m. and we got traffic in New York City. Look at this. Look at the sky. Actually, it stopped raining. It was going to snow, but it turned to rain. So it stopped raining. So thank good for that.
These were ones who were let out early or for good behavior or just because of soft on crime judges that were not informed twice that they were getting out serious criminals. Some with attempted murder, rape, robbery, more than 7,000 of them just alone.
He fell and hurt their head and it'll be 2 years old. Waiting for the keys for him.
Ooh, she fell and she hurt her head, huh? Oh, that's in Manhattan. I'm not in Manhattan right now. We're roving through Brooklyn, and we're gonna go into Queens.
30 Harvest 2. I'm Eddie. I see the working on. It's called back, see if the Charlie's done.
Oh yeah. We got rid of that noisemaker there. Blocked that frequency out of my radio. And we don't have to listen to that noise no more.
Welcome to West 79th Street, wearing green pants, 5'4", gray jacket.
Oh boy, it doesn't matter what time you take off. This is what sucks about being in New York City. Is the traffic all hours of the night, all hours of the day. It wasn't an accident. It was basically, let's see, one lane shut down. One lane shut down. All right, one lane shut down all the way to. What about the left? The left is open there.
Gas on your queue at 221 East 21. Exit responded.
2 lanes shut down. We got 2 lanes shut down. That was the problem. Yep, problem is 2 lanes shut down.
Just made a board for it. He's going to the matter. To the base? Still close to 11 o'clock. Only doing a directed Washington Square East and Washington Square Place.
Oh yeah. Let that turbo kick in. Yeah, let that turbo kick in, and now we're gonna go. We're gonna get into Queens in about 15 seconds here. We're on the Brooklyn to Queens bridge. This is the bridge that goes from Brooklyn to Queens. So now we're in Brooklyn. And in about 5 seconds, we're going to be in Queens. Oh, yeah, here we go over the bridge. All right, and now we're in Queens. Look at that. This is the Fruity Color Bridge. It's the bridge that has all the fruity colors. You see those fruity colors? They keep changing fruity colors. That's lit up with the new high-tech LED lighting. It goes from purple to blue to green to red to yellow to orange to pink. Now, what is this now? We're on a different highway here. What's this now? They shut a lane down? Yep, they shut a lane down. Oh boy. And now we're going back down to 10 miles an hour. They shut 1 lane down. Let's see. See if they're gonna shut 2 lanes down.
Authority of the SRT to be inspected terminate the level. The level 2 location is being terminated.
Let's go over here in this lane. It looks like just one lane shut down so far. The other two are open. Look at that airplane flying. You see that airplane flying? The airplane is flying to the landing pad at the airport. This is Queens now. First, I gotta get the tickets. I gotta stop at the. I gotta stop at the gas station to get the ticket. And then I'm gonna get the barbecue chicken. Barbecue chicken with the yellow rice, the tomatoes, the lettuce, and the raw onions. That's my favorite food. 2025. It made my top 10 list of my favorite foods in 2025. Here we go. Here's the exit. Oh yeah, here's the exit.
Also at 181 Adam, right now. Wearing a black coat, gray pants, black shoes, black jeans.
Oh yeah. We'll pull up right here at the pump. I don't need no gas, but I sure need that ticket. All right, we're gonna get the ticket. We'll be back. Oh yeah, we got the ticket. Yeah, we got the ticket. All right, let's figure out a way how we're gonna get out of here now. Because we gotta go. we gotta. Yeah, so.
It's fascinating to hear that because I had young people during the campaign, and you guys probably heard this.
Toyota Highlander 2020 Blessing on outbound University Heights Bridge to the left.
And I would say, well, let me read you what he said. Oh, I didn't know that. Like they sort of got around.
On a 75 Sam, northbound platform to Lansing Street on the Frank line.
That's one.
Behind him, and if his views were great,
Something like this.
Everything I'm seeing so far, and I think that this is just, whether he has anything to do with it or not,
Oh boy, we actually gotta go on a sidewalk. We gotta go on a sidewalk.
Down street on the Adam Trolley and Eddie in
You see this, Jibu? We're driving on a sidewalk.
area, Stone Trench.
We're driving on a sidewalk to maneuver our way around a gas station here, because we gotta go out straight that way, straight where that van is maneuvering.
You're going over.
And then we gotta pull a U-turn. Look at that.
That's far.
Then we gotta pull a U-turn here. See that? We gotta make all these turns just to get to where we want to go here. Yeah, you see? We gotta go this way. And there was no way to pull out of there because there were stinking cars there. Yeah, road is closed, huh? Oh, look at all these bumps here. They got plenty of bumps. They closed the road. All right, now we're going the right way. Now we're going the right way. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Oh yeah, so we gotta open the windows here a little bit. It's coming close to 11 o'clock, 11 p.m. And this is 11 p.m. driving in New York, the big windy city.
Affirmative. Do we have a mobile phone too?
Yeah, that's what you call a rice beater. It makes all that noise, but it doesn't go anywhere. That's a rice beater. That's a rice beater, little rice beater car. Makes all that noise and it doesn't go anywhere. And my Rover is quiet. It's quiet, and only when I kick the turbos in, that's when it makes a little noise. Little noise, not a lot, little noise. Just enough to let you know the turbos are kicking in.
John was being honored as the New York State Broadcaster of the Year, which is a very big deal. John loves radio and has been leading the fight to save radio on cars. He's also concerned about AM radio being shut out from electric cars.
4 kilos gonna have one on there on the template.
7, around the 36 prisoners, is on this time. 6 contact.
Made a nice drive last night. Made a nice drive down 5th Avenue in Manhattan. And we went to see the Christmas tree. The Christmas tree is not even lit up. They just put the raw Christmas tree in the Rockefeller Center. They put the raw Christmas tree in with not a single light. They're going to be hooking it up. They're going to be hooking it up this week with the lights. And after they hook it up with the lights, they're going to have the turning on ceremony. Well, other Christmas trees are already lit up. Other Christmas trees are lit up. The decorations are all over the city and all over the suburbs of Long Island. Yeah.
Mark the job at train on 91, and then you have my time.
And they want to hide the truth from these kids. These kids should know the truth. They should know about more of what's been done to them.
Yeah, this is the elevated train here. This is the elevated train. Look at these snowflakes. They got the snowflakes decorations. They got the fruity snowflakes. See that building on the corner? That's a new building that went up. It's all glass, and It's 3 floors, and it's a block long. And they built it throughout this summer. That building went up in 3 months. In 3 months, they built a block-long building that's 3 floors. And we're going to turn here, too, so you get to see it. And over there in the background, that's Manhattan. Those high-rises in the background, they're in Manhattan. So that's Manhattan, and this is Queens. Yeah, look at this. See that building? That's a whole block long. Black Toyota, Boy Charlie 56339. Black Toyota Highlander 2020 Alabama University High Bridge. The class is 32. Randall Island, Icon Safety Parking Lot, all right, cash out now for 1. You're welcome. Western New Jersey, but freezing rain and slush in the rest of the state. 7:30. Also, my units that are ready to please start on the air with your Yeah, we're gonna make a. We're gonna take the other way around. We gotta pull a stop into a place over here. We gotta make a pit stop. An emergency pit stop.
Final for your car stop. What's the night frequency? Sergeant. So you're gonna be responding to that emergency alarm?
Hold up the light.
Central regarding the job at Boston Archery to mark that 90X after campus to mark that 90X. The DDP is a 90X. Mark Place, Noise Street. Turning over documents to allow Mamdani to display what project and programming this will continue. Preparing to pass the baton. The Powerball jackpot.
Program prior to their on Monday night, so the estimated jackpot will now be at least 775 million. Where there's a 3-time match challenge.
At Randall's Island, authority of SRG duty inspector and level 1 mobilization. level 2.
I'm doing a 75 Sam, East 138th Street, 3rd Avenue, southbound platform, 6th train.
Park post 3 and 4. Unconscious. It's going to be 440 West End Avenue, 440 West End Avenue, apartment 11, David, between West 81, West 82. Pay for EMS is going to be 2309 hours.
Oh, yeah. We made a pit stop.
Washington Square, 9 and 10.
All right.
6837 Lee Street, to 32 at 6
All right, now we're going to continue. We're going to continue driving. Oh, we got to make a left here.
Yes, yes.
You have a stop?
Left, and now we got to make a right here.
4 Central.
Got to make a left, right, left, right, left, right, 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 left, left. Oh, yeah. What the hell just fell down?
So you're going to have a stop for CPF1.
Oh, my headphones fell down. Why is my headphones fall down? Gotta make a turn here. Riding the Rover over all these potholes and craters and not
David Frank and Mary, both them in R500 and back to 856. We have a male in the outstretch. We have a male in the med.
not ideal streets.
Can I have you check in the light, please? 10-4, thank you. Good morning.
I gotta watch it because it's cold out and I got the windows a little open. So I gotta watch it that cold air doesn't blow on me too hard.
Can I have you check in the light, please?
Well, look at this. They put up the decorations. You see that? Look at all these snowflakes. See the snowflakes? They put up the decorations. Look at that. All the way down. They got the snowflake decorations. See the snowflakes?
High visibility 4. Our ocean on the out of lines on 91. Can you put us out on number 1? We're on the 4 and 5 platform now. Both.
10-4. North 7. 75 Sam or the World Trade Center on the platform E-line. 10-4. So can I get a bus to
Look at that. They got garbage bags out in the street.
6060?
They got garbage bags out in the road, out in the street.
That's the elevator, 91 feet. For the 7-Eleven,
poorly. I'm a smart person, not a second person. And
Four response.
it's nice to
I'm about to your job at East Rover. I'm showing an EMS 84 at complaint for 7 hours. Keep your back stage.
And I told you I've been there. I've seen him in the Oval Office. I've seen him in action. When you guys thought
Oh yeah, we're gonna pull in here. Look at that, they got benches here too. They got benches that you can hang out in the street, eat your food in front of all these restaurants here.
Thank you, boy.
Look at all these places there. They got.
St. Mark. They're coming out of Fund 2 when you're ready.
there is no doubt about it. But where was the media during Sleepy Joe Biden? What, now they're suddenly waking up with...
Funny response.
All right, we're gonna go get my barbecue chicken. I'll be back with my chicken. I'm gonna get 3 plates. 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna get triple plates for myself. All right. All right. We are back. We got my chicken, barbecue chicken.
Bravo to Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth, that he stands by the Admiral, as you just heard, Admiral Bradley. Admiral Bradley, by the way, is supposed to testify on Capitol Hill behind closed doors. He's supposed to do a classified briefing. So if he consistently says what Pete Hegseth is saying, what's the problem? Pete Hegseth wasn't even there. And Admiral Bradley, if he thought that the vote was still a threat, or that like maybe drug dealers were going to pick up the vote or continue on or do something, you're allowed to take out the rest of the vote. And if there's other people that happen to be there, so Democrats are now crying foul and saying it was a war crime. When Joe Biden
from before the Ross?
withdrawal, suicide bomber exploded by Abby Gates, killing more than a dozen of our servicemen women. And then soon afterwards, Joe Biden said, I got the person responsible because he was so desperate to look like he got somebody responsible. And what happened, they went after a car, and it turned out to be
Equal to 214 West Houston Street, Avenue of America, Severick. Again, that's going to be 214 West Houston Street, Avenue of America. He is physically aggressive at the time. He's calling me to the lobby. He is verbally and physically aggressive. Criminal injuries on no weapon. Bill is approximately 80.
What about also Obama, as I mentioned? He took out a wedding in Afghanistan because he believed that there were Taliban fighters there. I assume at weddings that women and children are invited, and not just Taliban fighters, and not just only Taliban at the wedding. So I'm sure there were, quote, some collateral damages. I don't hear anybody complaining then. Shame on these people.
You read on his TV job at 214 West Houston?
Drug boats with definitely, drugs in their capacity, and they're upset that the boat
It's going to be 2320. Or you can arrive alive, 584.
Oh, this is great chicken.
Cover isolate 16. Only support forever possible.
This is great chicken.
6 Adams up.
Let's go to Jim in Syosset on line 3. Go ahead, Jim. Your thoughts tonight.
Yes, Rita.
584.
Also about the more protest. Although
Are you going to be Sergeant 1 or 2?
that they're desperately looking for something to Trump to do more. The 10 or 11 months that he's been in office, the multitude of things that he's done is so great. The more he stays in office, the more bad they look, the more pathetic they look. So, it's like, hey, we can call this.
Did you have any finals?
Here's something that he did wrong. It's just really was obvious that they're trying to find something
For David?
on him that he's doing something wrong.
Yeah,
See that 53
they're so desperate to do anything that they think, oh, here's a war crime, here's a this, here's a that, here's a, I mean, this really is an extraordinary moment, and it just shows, like you said, they're on a fishing expedition, but they always were on a fishing expedition. That's why, you know, all of those cases, essentially, most of them were all thrown out, because they were just so blatantly on a fishing expedition. There were people overreaching within their authority. Issues with that. And, you know, judges saw that, the government saw that, and now this is like round
all you just step on the central line.
Trump's been for round 1 through 20. This is going to be know these things, Jim, as we talk about it, that's what
These are available. I need a final school direct out.
because this is coming up next year.
Two
And
for
next year, as we know, is next month, guys. It's right around the corner. And so that's why everything is going to be on the line. If they get the House, they will impeach President Trump. I bet you within a few days. They're so desperate that Pete Wagger, Al Green, is kind of like not the singer, but the congressman. He's going to be out there trying to do whatever he can. And they'll try to do anything. Gridlock, block Trump. That's what this is all about. It's never been about principle. It's been about blocking Trump, no matter how absurd, how crazy it is. And you hit it on the head, Jim. 1-800-848-9222. We'll continue when we come back.
This holiday season, some children will wake up to find home and something under the tree. Square 1920. Marines and volunteers for have delivered more than 700 million toys, bringing joy, dignity, and hope to children in need across America. Your gift of a new unwrapped toy or a donation online reminds every child they are seen, valued, and loved. Because every child deserves a little Christmas. Visit toysfortots.org to give today. What if the future of finance wasn't built around averages, but around you? As Global Management, we're reshaping financial planning around the most personal data point, your life skills. 3 for 50 disorderly, coming over 6 fires to the road refusing to detrade. Empowering investors with integrated systems to take command of your time, your future, your financial destiny. This is a new era of investing. Take control at abacusgm.com. Giving Tuesday offers a powerful opportunity for communities to come together and support. Response 1 is no for. This year, you can provide $20 million by donating to Shriners Children. So response 2? For more than 100 years, over 1.5 million kids receive the most amazing care anywhere, regardless of the family or insurance status. Here is Blake and his mom, Laura. So response 1 for Mike.
The responsibility that he might not ever walk. So we started at Shriners Children when he was 4 years old. Unbelievable to see the growth from that first time we came in to now. Every time you put on one of his movies, you just go like, oh, this guy. You remember how great he was, man.
The 8-inch from East Broadway on Franklin removed above the next track. Double 431 boy. Double 431 boy on EF, 131 boy. Guys, from 27,000 response for 431 boy.
A barren desert plateau, dry as chalk for thousands upon thousands of years.
Or 131 boy.
With laser-like precision, geometric patterns stretching longer than skyscrapers laid on their side. And some of these lines don't even make sense unless you ride thousands of feet in the air. Ask yourself, how in 500 meters we're taking in aerial photography.
Researchers think they mapped them all. The ones emerged from infrared imaging, drone surveys, satellites, even wavelengths invisible to our eyes. The desert is still talking, still revealing, still whispering secrets in a language we haven't learned to decode. So we stand at the edge of certainty, peering into that shimmering curtain of mystery, and we realize something profound. The past is never silent. It hums, it vibrates, it calls to us, and we in the unknown.
Rover, first stop, quality line by 96, that's Rover North South train. Most of them need to get with a corner, nothing but trouble.
Let's continue with your calls. Let's go to Ephraim in Rockland County. Ephraim, your thoughts tonight?
Yes, I was thinking about where they blocked entrance to a synagogue.
Absolutely, which is horrible. That protest and the synagogue belonged to Rabbi Schneier, who was one of the, very, very famous Holocaust survivors. So what are your thoughts about that?
One of your hosts mentioned something when I looked it up. If that had been an ambush, what to do with blocking entrance to the second is a felony, a federal felony.
Absolutely. No, you're right. And that could be, there are a lot of reasons. I mean, first off, you cannot impede worship. People have a right to have, even from a civil rights. Yes, exactly. There's a lot of layers. I believe it's a civil rights violation. People have a right to express freedom and do it freely, unimpeded.
Why was no one charged for a federal felony?
Yeah.
Federal offense.
I agree. And in fact, what I need to do is talk to some of my folks in the federal government and find out exactly why not, because they should be throwing the book at these people. And it really is quite extraordinary. Also, the NYPD did arrest some people that were blocking ICE, remember, from getting out. But they should be arresting people at the synagogue. And you're right, there could be some federal ones, which would obviously fit the penalties and the severities. And I think they're going to have to get tough, especially if you allow these protests to happen and allow them to cross the line, it's going to be trouble.
Did you know you can help regrow cartilage in your joints, ligaments, connective tissue, and joint region with AA? All because of our particular protein compliance.
That other time will be 23, 29, November the 3rd, this printed, focus for my belief in about the school block right now. That kind of, that's fine, again, that kind of will be 170 away.
Hello, I'm Marian Kuharski with Across America. Did you know that a billboard can save people's lives? When our billboards and radio ads are running, we receive hundreds of calls from those seeking timely information and support. Every caller is connected to a local center, confidential counseling. Won't you join us in this life-saving effort? Donate today and help us do more. No gift is too small. That's colevercustomers.org. I am an audiologist in Florida for the school system. My dad actually is the one that told me about all the towers. And I think that you should reach out to them and see if you qualify or if there's any way that they can help you. I remember the phone call when Laura from Tunnel the Towers called that my mortgage was being paid off. I went into the bedroom and closed the door because I was pretty sure that
Do we have a finder for that Canal Street job?
because I just didn't feel like maybe we needed it as much as other people did, maybe. And I think when she told me, I just, everything was so quiet. Like, I stopped breathing, I think, because she was like, are you sure? And I just started sobbing. And I said, yeah, I'm still here. And she said, I hope it's good news. And I said, yeah, it's pretty great news.
Let's make a difference in the lives of those who sacrifice so much for our safety and freedom.
WABC. Can you access quality health insurance? Yes, New York. Can you get help enrolling from a real person? Yes, New York. Is time running out to get covered? Yes, New York. Don't risk being uninsured for 2026. Say yes to quality health insurance from New York State of Health. Enroll or renew by December 15th for January 1st coverage. Visit nystateofhealth.ny.gov or call 1-855-355. Maintenance team spending 60% of their time doing anything. MaintainX is the AI-powered maintenance and asset management system that helps your team get back to actually fixing breakdowns. No more searching for manuals. No more hunting down parts. No more drowning in paperwork. With MaintainX, your team can access manuals, training procedures, and minutes, and turn voice notes into clear and complete work order feedback. What used to take hours now only takes minutes. Have your operations moving, not your paperwork. Join over 11,000 maintenance teams that are already fixing more and filing less. Try MaintainX for free today. Go to maintainx.com/AI. That's maintain and the letter x.com/AI. This is John Cassavetes. Advertising here on WABC is just
one-on-one response to
WABC is one of the best AM stations in the
Monday. Club budget.
And I will get back to you and tell you about the great deal that you can get on WABC. Staten Island law firm of Julia Gentili John Dunn is 1134 for 40 years.
My noise on Burn Street is going to be 90.
Or visit azlawnyc.com.
One thing, so EG spell Hispanic, 30th stage 504. Union Bills wearing silk pants, blue hoodie, Santa hat, colorful backpack, stole candy, says waiting to the train station, 8th Avenue train station, AC and E line, L line, check the vice check. And the 13th, I have 1341 midnight. Do you have a 52 dispute? I have a 52 dispute at 337 East 17th Street, James Depot, Place of First Avenue. I also have this listed to the EDP, so its location, approach a caution. Says group home staff refusing to let her leave. You can check the live check.
This is incredible because, of course, the Department of Homeland Security is saying the reason they have masks on is because they're being doxxed.
What's that in Place Central?
You see it all over the videotapes all over the country.
And yellow? Okay, so 1341, copy on that?
341 red.
Law enforcement officers that face a more than 1,100% increase in assault and an 8,000% increase in death threats. And now the sanctuary city politicians in Los Angeles County
Reason I was on the line.
to try to see that they can make their jobs even more difficult.
1104.
I'm sure in court. Meantime, also we're talking about what's going on in Somalia, where it looks like some of the money from Minnesota, taxpayer money, ended up with the terrorists who are Al-Shabaab. And so Tim Walz, who is indeed the governor there, Tampon Tim Walz, right, as he is called, well, he's defending the Somalians, saying, I don't know what they're talking about. This is all politically charged. And listen to actually the police chief, who, of course, serves at the pleasure of the governor.
170 on the boy David, 170 on the boy David, number 209. Even if it's before it is unable to walk on the southbound block, EMS is involved, illuminators out.
I mean, this is getting crazy. Listen to this one.
Folks that are masked, that they're not sure if they're law enforcement, that they may be kidnapping people. Like we have had those reports. I want to be clear to the community. The community should know that if you see something like that, that is legitimate. If you don't know if someone is law enforcement, you should call 911. And you should provide as much information as possible, because let's not forget, we very recently had tragedy in this state by someone who was purporting to be law enforcement. So please, let's be clear, that's something everyone should report, and that we will immediately respond to, and we will document, whether it's somebody's not sure if there's a kidnapping happening, somebody's not sure if there's law enforcement present or not, and that's something else, additional policy requirements that we are implementing, that we will document and report these types of things anytime that we hear, and reminding our officers of their duty to intervene. So if there is anything that is a violation of someone's human rights or civil rights, excessive force, or anything like that,
169 residential at 55 Hudson Yard, between Hudson Boulevard East and 11th Avenue. Smoke on top of the sweeper has been notified and responding is still waiting for effective force. It's not the kid, it's still entering the home. And I have one other job of 29 harassment, 555 West 10 and 11. Male harassing her for years, male remotely harassing her. And you can check on that.
On the Venezuelan narco boat saying, oh, it's so terrible, this is a war crime. The military never should have done this. Military should stand down and not strike these beautiful, wonderful, sweet drug lords. Well, remember last week when they put out this ad, this is 4 House members, all Democrats, and 2 senators, Democrats, including Mark Kelly and Alyssa Slotkin, and they were telling the military to stand down and they'd have their back. I find it no coincidence all this now comes with all this stuff about the strike that took place on the Venezuelan boat in September, that the media was just asking constant questions today during the cabinet meeting for President Trump. Here's that ad again. I'm Senator Alyssa Slotkin.
Senator Mark Kelly, Representative Chris Deluzio.
Congressman Nancy Goodlander, Representative Christy Houlihan,
Congressman Jason Crow, that was a captain in the United States Navy.
former CIA officer,
Former Navy. Former paratrooper and Army Ranger.
former intelligence officer, former Air Force,
We want to speak directly to members of the military
and the intelligence community.
who take risks each day to keep Americans safe.
We know you are under enormous stress and pressure right now. Americans trust their military
But that trust will have risk. This administration is pitting our uniformed military
and intelligence community professionals
against American citizens. Like us. You all swore an oath.
to protect and defend this Constitution.
Right now, the threats to our country aren't just coming from abroad, but from right here at home. Our laws are clear. You can refuse illegal orders.
You can refuse illegal orders.
You must refuse illegal orders.
No one has to carry out orders that violate the law or our Constitution.
I know this is hard, but that's a difficult time to be a public servant.
But whether you're serving in the CIA,
The Army, or Navy,
Air Force,
you're vigilant
we know that we have your back.
because now, more than ever,
The American people need you. We need you to stand up for our laws.
the Constitution is who we are as Americans. Don't give up. Don't give up. Don't give up.
Don't give up the ship.
That's amazing. And so now Congress and the FBI want to talk to these members of Congress. It's an appropriate thing. To me, it really borders on inspiring treason, sedition within this country. And this guy, this is Chris Deluzio, he's a Democrat of Pennsylvania. He said he's not going to listen to the FBI. He's not only telling the military to defy orders, he's saying he doesn't need to go for a voluntary interview with the FBI, even though he is a sitting member of Congress. I have to play this clip because this is unbelievable. Here he is on CNN. Listen to this.
Now, it didn't take long, Congressman. After these shootings, people did start posting online criticizing you and the 5 other Democratic members of Congress for posting your video, suggesting that it may somehow have put a target on the National Guardsman's back. Now, I know you didn't mention any specific orders in the video, but some critics of the president have suggested that National Guard deployments around the country, broadly speaking, are not always legal. So I wanted to give you a chance to respond to some of this criticism, which I'm sure you've already seen. Yeah, it's just crazy stuff, outrageous stuff. It's been, a half hour since we've even learned any basic facts about the alleged shooter here. Dangerous rhetoric, and let's be clear, the only threats and calls for violence the president and his supporters, after he called for our arrest, are death by hanging. That's where the calls for violence have come from. From the most powerful man in the country who has more power and more responsibility than anyone else to condemn these calls for political violence, to bring the temperature down. I hope the president will do that. I hope those around him will do it. The country doesn't need any more of this. They don't need these calls for political prosecution. They don't need these calls for violence. It's a dangerous time and a dark time, I will tell you. But I hear from folks back home in Pennsylvania, they've had enough. They've had enough of these calls for violence. They've had enough of targeting their political opponents by this president or people around them. They've really had enough of it. I was in contact by the FBI as part of their now investigation. Well, that's been reported now, I think, since yesterday. The FBI wants to ask me and the other members of Congress I serve with for voluntary interviews. As I said when this news broke, it's a clear attempt to intimidate us as members of Congress, to try to deter us from criticizing the president. My goodness. And remember, the thing that we said is basic foundational truth, Constitution, about the oath we all take. It's something that you'll learn whether you go to boot camp, that I learned as a plebe at the Naval Academy, that commanders and the JAG lawyers around them train troops on is the Justice Department and the FBI and Donald Trump going to go investigate everyone who trains their troops on what orders they have to follow. It's outrageous. It's telling you how outrageous it is. No contact has there been from the FBI so far. I'll leave that to defer that over to the FBI, but what's been reported out there is they've tried to contact me and the other members for voluntary interviews. Do you plan to cooperate? I'm not planning to sit down for a voluntary interview, no. Oh, why not? Well, look, everyone in this country has a right to refuse to do that, and I think this is a clear attempt to intimidate us. I'm a member of Congress. In the Article 1 of our Constitution, I have the President and his Justice Department and FBI trying to intimidate and silence his perceived rivals who stated the law. Remember, stated the law, the thing that we said, that our oath to the Constitution comes first, that no service members may be required to follow illegal orders, telling you your first day in the military and trained throughout your time in uniform, and the president's response is to call for our arrest and death. The fact that you now have Republicans elected officials speaking up, saying this is out of bounds, saying enough is enough, tells you something about how outrageous this really is.
Unbelievable. I'm not going to go. I think this is political. Can you imagine a member of Congress first telling military members to defy, and then saying, I'm not going to show up for a voluntary interview with the FBI because this is politically charged. I mean, on so many levels, it is so wrong. Like, the rules do not apply to them. That is stunning. Absolutely stunning. 1-800-848-9222. 1-800-848-9222. Let's get a break on the Lower East Side of Line 4. Go ahead, Mike. Your thoughts tonight.
I know, really. Yeah, under maritime law, if a government vessel, which a Coast Guard helicopter is, if it flies over their bow, and if you want a few of the videos, and the cannons were flying over their bow into the water, I mean, you could hear it, you could see it, and if they're not compliant, the government vessels are allowed to take them out, you know, and there is a maritime law, there's a maritime course. So they need to, you know, get their act together, you know, because Coast Guard's got every right to stop a plus they're in the line of fire. They could turn around and take the helicopter down. You know, so they got to act quick. They got to, you know, if they're not compliant, they got to just take them out. Because what's to say they don't shoot the helicopter down?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And listen, President Trump declared these groups, these cartels, foreign terrorist organizations. So that's essentially the same category as Al-Qaeda. So if you see a boat of Al-Qaeda or ISIS headed towards your shores, you have the right to take it out. You have the right, you know, they're a terrorist organization. Are you kidding? You're not allowed to do it. You have to look at it this way. Why are the Democrats, for some reason, like treating these people like they're Mother Teresa on a little, like, you know, puddle boat? I mean, that's what one of them had a submarine. I mean, what they want us to think that they're just out there like old man in the sea?
I know, really.
I mean, isn't it amazing, Mike?
America. They want to take America down, and they're giving up. And we gotta push back harder. You know, Trump is 100%. I don't care what they say about the guy. He's the best president that we ever had. He's almost like George Washington. This guy's the best.
Yeah, and he is also sharp as a tack. And Mike, I'm glad you talked about those warning signs too, because that's right. When you give those warning signs and they say you know what's coming. By the way, you know they know darn well about all these other votes. There's been 21 votes that have been taken out. When the first one was taken out, everybody knew the headlines. It's not like a secret. So they know what's happening. They see the U.S. military. They know the deal. And if you're not surrendering and you're not stopping, guess what? You are a target. Liz in Florida. Great point by Mike there. Go ahead, Liz.
Hi, Rita. Every day, Rita, listening to the news is like a horror movie or a very bad dream. I just want to close my eyes, and when I open them, it's all over.
Can I just check
And I'm sad to say in New York City, starting on January 1st, it's about to get a lot worse, Liz, and that's my fear.
I agree. This man, our president is my hero. There's nothing he can't do. He came into office, he had to fix all the cognitive intentionally harmful executions on America. So Trump is really smart and he's constantly been attacked by the left. And all he wants to do is protect Americans and remove all the terrorists from our country. It's a no-brainer, right? The Democrats are not mentally well. They're a new law that they all need to get cognitive tests before taking off. When they fail, they need to be removed.
Yeah, I mean, you think about Liz, sadly, Dianne Feinstein, God rest her soul, and Dianne Feinstein, I met Dianne Feinstein, I remember when I first went to Washington, and, she had been around for a long, long time, but it got to the point where they were literally wheeling her, and saying, you want to vote yes on this.
Yeah, can I get 2 large French fries?
Saying that. She was up there.
2 large
so
fries,
much
okay?
in age. And clearly, she was
And
cognitive test where she had to
Hershey Sundae ice cream in a cup.
to be, and the issues are so big.
You said Oreo Sundae?
No. Hershey.
Everybody on Capitol
Hershey.
Hill, and I think
All right, Hershey
everybody
Sundae, okay?
from the
Yeah, ice cream in a cup.
levels, all of the
Got
key positions.
And that'll be
Every one
all.
of them, I think every
So 2
6
large
months
fries
or
and a
something
Hershey
like that
chocolate
has to
sundae.
take a test.
Yeah, how much is that?
Because
$10.42.
they even
All right, thank you.
Even if they're young, maybe they just can't handle the stress. They can't. You look at Barack Obama. Remember, Liz, when he got out of the White House? I mean, he was sharp. He definitely would pass a cognitive test. But he was all gray. I mean, he looked like a different man than when he walked in. He was like Mr. Basketball player on the way in, on the way out. He looked like he was ready for a senior citizen home because everybody, whatever side of the aisle, I think it's a very, very smart decision. Liz, thank you very much. Everybody, we're going to continue your calls after the break, but first, support our heroes.
The Reading Cosby Show presents Support Our Heroes.
And everybody, this is the Tunnel to Towers Foundation Support Our Heroes segment with a powerful story from Arcadia, California, where Joe Ciara, a 100-year-old World War II veteran, was speaking to students at Holy Angels School. And just to give you a little bit of background about him, during the talk with these students, he said he was a short kid who just graduated from high school in 1943 when he was drafted to serve in the U.S. Army during World War II. Eventually, he was assigned to a heavy weapons platoon, often carrying hundreds of pounds of weapons and equipment. He was involved in many battles in the Philippines. And at only 20 years old, he attained the rank of platoon sergeant. And he was also awarded the Bronze Star for his courage. And how beautiful that
Yeah, ketchup, and can I get 3
incredible
barbecue sauces?
and learning about heroes living among us. And of course, you know how much I love members of the greatest generation and their families. And everybody, help America's heroes because they need your help. All it takes is just $11 a month to make an incredible difference with the Tunnel to Towers Foundation. Be sure to check them out at
Thank you.
T2T.org. That's T, the number 2, T.org.
You're listening to the Rita Cosby Show.
Born on America's darkest day of 9/11, the Tunnel to Towers Foundation has been helping America's heroes ever since. Heroes who put their lives on the line for our country and our communities need your help now more than ever. Join Tunnel to Towers on its mission to do good in their honor. Never forget 9/11 or the sacrifices of this country's heroes and their families. Show support by donating $11 a month at T2T.org. That's T, the number 2T.org.
What if the future of finance wasn't built around averages, but around you? At Abacus Global Management, we're reshaping financial planning around the most personal data point, your lifespan. But it's more than just insight, it's control. As a technology-driven asset manager, we're empowering investors with an integrated system to take command of your time, your future, your financial destiny. This is a new era of investing. Take control at abacusgm.com.
Standing at the edge of a rocky shore, you breathe in the cool, salty air, watching the sun disappear on the horizon. Across the globe, someone begins their day along a sandy beach, listening to the rhythm of the crashing waves. You envision a world beneath the water, vibrant life in every imaginable form. Now, imagine it's all gone. What was once a place of wonder and beauty is now a dull, lifeless wasteland. Food, jobs, medicine, all gifts from the ocean, all gone. Time is running out to protect our oceans. And without our love, everything the oceans provide can and will disappear. It's our choice. Love it or lose it. Help protect our oceans. Visit World Wildlife Fund at wwf.org/love.
Yeah, that spaceship-like lunch meeting at noon. Please say it's got more astronaut ice cream and powdered orange drink.
Negatory. Ground control hooked us up with an indicator, so now we can order from a galaxy of restaurants with tools to stay on budgets and meet our dietary needs.
Thank heavens. My dairy tolerance and anti-gravity is not great.
And with Easycater, it's all on one simple platform, so we can focus on space stuff, like that asteroid. Down to this, folks. Just the entire season is on the line. My throat has officially thrown in the towel. Sounds like you need big Vapor Cool drops. They're max strength and vaporize sore throat pain. Whoa! These Vapor Cool drops hit fast. Speaking of fact, did you just see that play? Yeah, he vaporized that ball. That fun should have come with a penalty.
Vaporize sore throat pain? What makes Vapor drops? Use as directed.
This is 77 WABC Newsroom Extra. Senator Schumer says 3 of his New York offices targeted with bomb threats on Monday. Bomb threats against my offices came with the email subject line MAGA and from an email address alleging the 2020 election was rigged. Schumer's Rochester, Binghamton, and Long Island offices each received those threatening emails. I've said many times, these kinds of violent threats have absolutely no place in our political system. No one, no public servant, no staffer, no constituent, no citizen should ever be targeted for simply doing their job. Security teams swept all 3 locations, found no explosives. Noah Layton, WABC News. The Rita Cosby Show.
And let's continue with your calls here on the Rita Cosby Show. Let's go to Philip in Northport, New York. Go ahead, Phil. Your thoughts tonight?
Yes, hello. Hello, Rudy. You have a wonderful show, and I really appreciate the fact that we can do different topics and how you handle them. The Afghan killer, when I hear the talking heads, the media saying, oh, it's just one episode, it's just one off or 2 offs. What about this idea of child brides for these Afghan How many Afghan men brought into this country with their 13-year-old brides? Was that ever looked at?
Yeah, by the way, you bring up a good point, because there were a lot of reports. I remember that of some of these guys bringing in people that could be younger than their daughter. And you're right, I don't think that was looked at. And also, how many others are like this guy, by the way, that have this violent proclivity too as well? And you're right, you have to wonder the other two. Is that human trafficking? I mean, there are just so many issues here, and this isn't even just a one-off. Even as far as we know, there was another one, remember, that was responsible for opening fire on individuals in Oklahoma. There was another different Afghan that was also responsible for opening fire on law enforcement in Virginia. So these are just a handful, but there's a lot of them. And you're right. You want a guy who brought in a 12-year-old and a couple 12-year-olds who said, "Oh yeah, they're my wives. I swear, I'm changing their diapers too." I mean, you're right. There are a lot of things that are not compatible with the way that we work here in America. That's a great point, Phil. Thank you very much. And let's go real quick to Joaquin on line 5. Joaquin, boy, oh boy, you just have a few seconds.
I know. All right, something, when it comes down to these ice raids, they should not be allowed to have any kind of victory in blocking or stopping any of these ice raids. If I was in charge of it, I would have a plan. I would have reinforcements sitting there with buses to arrest all these people and hold them away.
Yep, I agree. They should be standing by, and I think they're going to need them because they seem to be stepping up.
77 WABC's Staten Island law firm of Julia and Gentili John time is 11:59.
The Staten Island law firm of Julia and Gentili, helping people just like you for 40 years. Walk with confidence. Call 718-816-0005 or visit aglawnyc.com.
This is New York's talk leader, the crown jewel, talk radio. WABC New York, WRCR Hammerstraw, 107.1 WLIR Hampton Bays. News first at 59 past the hour. 77 WABC News starts now.
A few scattered showers under cloudy skies on this Wednesday, December 3rd. Good morning, I'm Lisa Ritchie. Russian President Vladimir Putin is meeting with a U.S. delegation at the Kremlin as talks to end the war in Ukraine continue. Correspondent Keir Simmons has more.
Ahead of the meeting, the Kremlin releasing footage of Putin in military uniform, being briefed on the war, appearing emotional over the, quote, slaughter of Ukrainian soldiers by his own Russian troops, but blaming Kyiv for the death.
Special Envoy Steve Witkoff and President Trump's advisor and son-in-law Jared Kushner are taking part in the talks. President Trump is announcing his so-called Trump Accounts savings initiative for children.
Trump accounts will be the first, I guess you could say, real trust funds for every American child, allowing family members, employers, corporations, generous donors to contribute money that will be invested and grow over the course of a child's life.
Trump says every American child born during his second term will receive a $1,000 government deposit to help start their account. Dell Technologies founder and CEO Michael Dell and his wife Susan also donated $6.25 billion. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer says his offices in Rochester, Binghamton, and Long Island got bomb threats on Monday.
The bomb threats against my offices came with the email subject line MAGA and from an email address alleging the 2020 election was rigged.
Security sweeps were conducted and no explosives were found. The Senate's top Democrat released a statement saying these kinds of violent threats have absolutely no place in our political system. A huge fire ripped through row homes in Richmond Hill late Monday. One firefighter and a resident suffered minor injuries. More than a dozen people are displaced now after one of the homes collapsed and fire damaged 3 other homes. It took more than 200 firefighters hours to get the blaze under control. A strap hanger pulled out a gun to settle a score down below. Noah Layton explains.
Strap hangers went running for cover last night when someone opened fire inside the subway station under the Port Authority bus terminal. Witnesses say two men were fighting. This was about 8:30 p.m. when one pulled out a gun.
We just heard a shot in the hallway. Everybody ducked. Everybody started running. Everybody started screaming. It was either just a warning shot or maybe he aimed to miss. But everybody was scared. It happened so fast. I didn't even know. I'm just glad I didn't see anybody get hit.
Police think just one bullet was fired. Nobody was hurt. No word what charges the two men involved may face. Noam Layton, WABC News.
It's time to mask up at some hospitals in New Jersey. Lisa G explains.
As winter viruses spread for COVID, flu, and RSV, mask mandates are back at Hackensack Meridian Health and RWJ Barnabas Health. The mandates include wearing masks for patients leaving their rooms, for people coming in to visit, and for employees who provide direct care to patients. Cases of COVID, flu, and RSV are expected to rise due to holiday gatherings and cold weather that drives people indoors where germs can easily spread. Lisa G, 77 WABC News.
There's a new large multi-sport synthetic turf field in Harlem for the youth following an $11 million makeover of a rundown dirt field. Mayor Eric Adams and former Yankee P.C. Sabathia marked the completion of what's called the Harlem Field of Dreams. It's located at the Brigadier General Charles Young Playground.
We know the power of sport and recreation. It is extremely significant to bring us together, enjoy, take care of lives.
The turf field can support baseball, softball, soccer, football, and lacrosse. There's a new drainage and water detention system, turf surface, benches, dugouts, and a sports mister. Costco Wholesale is suing the Trump administration over refunds on tariffs. Mark Mayfield has more.
The retail giant asked the Court of International Trade to consider all tariffs collected under the International Emergency Economic Powers Act unlawful. Costco is seeking a full refund of all duties under the act that were paid under Trump's executive order on reciprocal tariffs. I'm Mark Mayfield.
And 77 WABC has partnered with Shriners Children for their 3x match challenge. Every dollar you give today will have 3 times the impact to help more kids. Shriners cares for over 146,000 children every year. To make a donation now, call 1-800-276-8007 or go online to loveshriners.org to give. That's loveshriners.org. In sports, the Jets could be dealing with some issues surrounding rookie wide receiver Arian Smith. Head coach Aaron Glenn said on Monday that Smith was a healthy scratch. Glenn later confirmed that Smith was benched for disciplinary reasons that he chose to keep private. Not only is he struggling to beat out big names, but now he's running afoul of the coaching staff. Your forecast overnight, mostly cloudy skies, a stray shower, with a low of 32 degrees. Later today, mainly sunny with a high also 42. And the outlook for Thursday, a mix of sun and clouds. The wind picks up. It'll be a high of 42 degrees. We have scattered showers under cloudy skies outside our Midtown studios. I'm Lisa Richmond. Remember, the news never stops at WABCRadio.com.
Coming up at 5 a.m. on the 77 WABC News Hour with Noam Layton. A Rutgers University student has been missing for more than 10 days now.
And we've been just scraping and sweeping through the entire wooded area. And again, it's a lot of ground to cover.
That story and more at 5. The 77 WABC News Hour. Weekday mornings at 5. Before Sid and Friends in the morning. 77 WABC. Listening to one of the most iconic stations in the nation. An American original. Talk Radio 77 WABC and WABCRadio.com. Now, from New York City to the world, it's Dominic Carter.
I am so happy tonight, folks, this morning. The Trump administration says the free ride is over. As far as food stamps go, the SNAP program, if you're an American, you're elderly, etc., I'm all for it. You receiving food stamps. But if you're able-bodied, join the rest of us, get up off your backside, and do something. Another reason why I'm happy President Trump told Ilhan Omar where she can stick it, and that she is not welcomed in this country. But we began, of course, in Tennessee this morning. Republican Matt Van Epps defeats, if you will, the AOC of Tennessee in a close congressional special election. Yes, Republican Matt Van Epps narrowly won in a district that Trump won by 22 points in this hotly contested special election for Tennessee's 7th district House seat. A win is a win. Democrats had hoped for an upset in this conservative stronghold. And this is how it was covered on TV tonight on Hannity.
Right, this is a Fox News alert. The AP has now called the special congressional election in Tennessee for Republican Matt Van Epps, a major win for House Republicans. President Trump just posted on Truth Social. Congratulations to Matt Van Epps on his big congressional win in the great state of Tennessee. The radical left, Democrats, they threw everything they had at him, including millions of dollars. Another great night, the Republican Party.
Absolutely. So another story I'm going to deal with this hour, and this is why I am a Republican. Republicans trying to set up generational wealth, if you will, for all American children. The White House signing off and launching the sign up for Trump accounts, offering $1,000 saving funds for kids. Oh, Dominic, that's not much money. You add it up for one's upbringing, and if they are somewhat conservative and keep the money there when it's all said and done, they can end up with several $100,000. Way to go, Trump administration. We'll get back to that in just a moment. But President Trump, and I love the guy because he doesn't hide how he feels. And is a drain on our society in Congress. President Trump all but telling Ilhan Omar, the Congresswoman, where she can stick it and that she is not welcome in this country. President Trump here at his desk.
You know, our country's at a tipping point. We could go bad. We're at a tipping point. I don't know if people mind me saying that, but I'm saying it. We could go one way or the other. And we're going to go the wrong way if we keep taking in garbage into our country. Ilhan Omar is garbage. She's garbage. Her friends are garbage. These are people that work. These are people that say, let's go, come on, let's make this place great. These are people that do nothing but complain. They complain. And from where they came from, they got nothing. You know, they came from paradise, and they said, this is a paradise. But when they come from hell, and they complain, and do nothing but bitch, we don't want them in our country. Let them go back to where they came from and fix it.
Amen, Mr. President. Can you imagine Joe Biden being so blunt and telling the truth? I don't think so. Dominic Carter here with you, 800-848-9222. The phone lines are open right now. As I mentioned at the top of the show, one of the reasons why I'm happy, the USDA Secretary, Brooke Rollins, is not joking around. This came out of the government shutdown. Democrats had no idea what they were about to bargain for, but here we are now. And so she's moving to stop federal funding to states who refuse to turn over SNAP information to help root out fraud. Listen to the secretary here.
We had a couple of people receiving benefits in 6 states. In February of this year, we asked for all the states for the first time to turn over their data to the federal government to let the USDA partner with them to root out this fraud, to make sure that those who really need food stamps are getting them, but also to ensure that the American taxpayer is protected. 21 states said yes, not surprisingly. 29 states said yes, not surprisingly, the red states. And that's where all of that data, that fraud comes from. But 21 states, including California, New York, and Minnesota, the blue states, continue to say no. So as of next week, we have begun and will begin to stop moving federal funds into those states until they comply and they tell us and allow us to partner with them to root out this fraud and to protect the American taxpayer. As Joe Biden was working to buy an election a year ago, he increased food stamp program funding by 40%. So now as we continue to roll that back.
So there you have it from the secretary, and good for the Trump administration. If blue states don't want to comply by supplying the information, shut it down. Yes, I'm saying that against my home state of New York. You don't get to just decide what information you're going to turn over and what you're not going to give to the federal government. Let's begin with your telephone calls. Line 1, Judith in Brooklyn. What's on your mind, Judith?
I couldn't resist. The lady is a tramp. Ilhan Omar, okay? She marries her brother, Muslim, marries her brother to get in here. Then she has some other husband, some Muslim guy with 3 sons. Then I find out she's got some other husband that lives in England, ex-husband. Then she has a marital adultery affair with a married man. He's married for 7 months. Then they both divorce their whatever. And then she marries this new guy who is her right-hand man or something. She's a total tramp. If she go back in Somalia, they would have stoned her in 2 seconds flat. I don't know why she wears this hijab. She's such a fake, phony fraud. All right, she's a tramp. Lady's a tramp. That's it. Couldn't resist.
No. You know what, Judith? To be candid and honest with you, I needed a woman to say exactly what you just said because it's a little unshaky ground for me to do it. But you just told the truth. I mean, she's going through relationships and she's holier than thou and all of this nonsense, and she is a phony. So how do you think this plays out, Judith, in terms of Ilhan Omar? I mean, obviously she's going to use the president's words to raise money. But do you think she'll finally get the hint and realize that she might end up, I don't know, I'm praying, end up being deported?
I would love it. God only knows. But you know something? I wouldn't be surprised if she's got something to do with the foreign stuff going on with all these Somalians over there. And she's bringing them in, these congresswomen, Rashid, what's her name? Rashid, whatever. Mm-hmm. They've been bringing people in because they have the power. They're congresswomen. No one stands up against them. God knows what they've been doing here and invading our country.
And they have Governor Dum Dum in Minnesota to go along with the plot, a wink, wink, and nod. It's utterly disgusting. Judith, thank you for the wonderful call. Judith on point. The lady is a tramp. That's Judith's word. Let's go to line 3. Roger in Massachusetts. Good morning, Roger. What's on your mind?
Yes, good morning. Can you hear me okay, Dominic?
Loud and clear. Go right ahead.
Okay, thank you. 15 years ago, there was a business regarding the SNAP benefit fraud. Massachusetts had major scandals around 2010 about they were finding that people were quote-unquote and applying for new ones. I think the record was like 49 or 149 times the budget. 104, showing goes to third, the front one. Sell the car, or have it value, and go buy their liquor, and so on and so forth. This went on for, the reporting of this went on for at least a couple of months straight. And then we haven't heard a peep about it yet. But it was a big deal up in Massachusetts.
Well, not just Massachusetts, here in New York, up until when they came up with the blue card, it was one of the biggest things what people would do. As a matter of fact, I've seen it done. Is they stand outside the supermarket, right? and they say, hey, you want to save $100, $200, and this is the way you can win.
Right, but you're number 6562 of the one northbound track.
They had like so much money
Were
in
you
terms
on
of
a
benefits.
75 Ocean?
So if
That's
you tell
okay.
me,
Just
for
finalize the
example,
91 and put me out on another one.
$300 worth of food stamps, or you pay the person $150
So what is
cash,
charging
and then they
free?
go into the store with you and swipe the card, no problem. So not just Massachusetts. This was happening everywhere, Roger. Never find the word to tell you that. Thank you, Roger. Let's go to John, line 2, Staten Island. John, what's on your mind?
So regarding that race in Tennessee, there is a rule of thumb for politicians what to do, and that is to tell voters that they hate the city that they're from and the culture of that city and a chance to win votes.
Oh, wait a minute, John. I agree with you, but this is worked around all around the country. It's the Democrat message these days. It basically worked for AOC.
You second advise at 3-4 and 8 for Adam Charlie. We have 2 teenagers attempting to go on a northbound road bed. Came over from the wire.
That's 4 shows now.
2 sergeants who was in the rest.
I don't remember AOC saying 18 walk.
Well, she did it via her actions after she was already elected, running Amazon out of New York. That may have been the biggest disaster that the city still has not recovered. Could you imagine, John? Let's say you and I, we owned a mom and pop store in Long Island City, and we heard
1.1, you had 5-3 in Lex or 5-1 in Lex?
that after years of struggle, you and I could really
The first one was
in a matter of 2 years, right? With all the business that was coming in. And the Congress member said, nope, this is horrible for New York. You know those jobs you're going to give people in the projects? Nope, we don't want you, Amazon. Can you imagine how we would feel, John, if we went from nothing to thinking we were about to be millionaires and our Congress member threw it all out the window?
As much as I'd like to support small businesses, they deserve our hard-earned money. I think Amazon makes more money than small businesses anybody, especially.
That's not the point, John. John, come on, man. That's not the point. You and I, you're never going to make as much as Amazon does. You and I own a mom and pop store. We're struggling for years, and within a matter of 2 years, we're going to be millionaires. Do you think I care what Amazon is making, or do you think I care that that you and I are finally in the game? It is time for a break. We are coming right back.
Second undefined at midnight 20, remember service business location in RMP and ensure the back of the safety lock starting gate.
Holidays are here, and it's the time of year when travel, crowds, and cold weather make one thing. Everybody gets sick. In moments like this, you don't want to rely on the bureaucracy, the nonsense, or the slow-moving medical. You want control. You want to be prepared. You want options. That's why I want to tell you about All Family Pharmacy, a company that actually puts you in charge of your health. You can go to allfamilypharmacy.com/stone. Place your order online, and a licensed physician reviews it. Once approved, your medication ships directly to your doorstep. Fast, private, and secure. So whether you're looking for ivermectin, antibiotics, or everyday maintenance medications, All Family Pharmacy now has you covered. No waiting rooms, no runaround, no interference. This holiday season, don't gamble with your health or your family's health. Stay prepared, stay protected, stay in control. Visit allfamilypharmacy.com/stone and now save 10% with code STONE10. Take charge of your health. Nobody cares about your freedom more than you do.
This holiday season, wake up and play. 1947.
You have full sales. So what line? I'm sorry.
Delivered more than 700 million toys, bringing joy, dignity, and hope to children in need across America. Your gift of a new unwrapped toy or a donation online reminds every child they are seen, valued, and loved. Because every child deserves a little Christmas. Visit toysfortoms.org to give today.
If you want real American beef, born, raised, and processed in the USA, then you want Freedom Farms. No imports, no fillers, just farm-bred beef from upstate New York. Ships nationwide.
100.
Cow or half of a cow. But grab a box of premium steaks and burgers. Right now, new customers get $25 off with promo code MAGA. Go to freedomfarms.com. Use code MAGA for $25 off. That's promo code MAGA. America's meat delivered.
And this is the Dominic Carter Show, 77 WABC. Welcome to my guys, New York. An NYU student fell to the ground while walking the class in Lower Manhattan Monday morning with a shotgun and unprovoked attack caught on surveillance video. Big Apple co-ed Amelia Lewis says she was walking down Broadway shortly before 9:30 a.m. on Monday when a violent vagrant came up behind her and attacked her without warning.
I'm kind of freaking out right now, but I decided to make myself feel better and talking about it and letting other people know, and be aware of make myself feel better. So if you're a young girl living in New York City, and going to NYU, please be careful. I was on my way this morning at 9:20 a.m. walking to class on Broadway off of Waverly Place where that freshman killer. And as I'm walking up with my headphones on listening to music, I feel something slap me so hard, literally on my ass. So hard. And I was oh my god, that hurts so bad. And I thought it was one of my friends. So I was gonna turn around and be ow, that hurts so bad. Why did you do that? But when I turned around, I just saw this old white guy. And right when I turned around, he grabbed my hair like this. And yanked me straight to the ground. My headphones was flying. And I was on the ground. I saw him just bolt away down Waverly. And I was holy shit, what happened? This girl is just so nice. She must have seen me I was honestly in shock and I was crying at the NYU student Amelia Lewis. Folks, you can always listen to the Dominic Carter Show by downloading the 77 WABC live from around the country, from around the world at WABCRadio.com. This is the Dominic Carter Show, 77 WABC. I was the oldest step I was on, so yes, and my mom to go to town hall. To the wife on those
Wow, there's a lot of undercover cops doing sting operations here.
On that family, post 230.
Arrive alive. Units when responding to emergency incidents, remember, arrive alive. Intersections are caution. Think tactically. Remember to always wear your seatbelt. Control the intersection. Protect yourself and others. All members of the service must wear their seatbelt when riding in an apartment vehicle. Locked in a group home. I know what makes this a rescue. 370. 1370 for the rescue.
Yeah, they're coming from 227, 7.
Affirmative.
How do you?
Inform me, cancel EMS.
Cancel every.
Transport energy to regard to a 22 that happened at 155 in the day shift at a an hour ago.
Alright, that's what. What do you have right now?
Just report whatever you got to Outlet 346 in the mid entrance to the 33 entrance feature car.
Recording devices. It is not unlawful for members of the public to record your device. Remember to use CPR at all times.
Probably just a little bit.
Disorderly for the code blue, EMS advised no disorderly, just sleeper. Look for suspects, additional victims, and witnesses, as well as look for possible escape routes, such as train stations, highways, and bridges. 1098. Reminder, the supervisor on the scene of an incident should instantly reevaluate personnel present and have non-essential personnel resume patrol. Others. All members of the service must wear their seatbelt when riding in a department vehicle. Canvas major incidents. Units are reminded that it may not be beneficial for every car to respond directly to the scene of a major incident. If you are not immediately required on scene, you should begin a canvas from approximately 3 to 4 blocks out and monitor the radio. Look for suspects, additional victims, and witnesses, as well as look for possible escape routes, such as train stations, highways, and bridges.
Number one Nielsen-rated News Talk Radio morning show.
You got some stuff at just find a yellow.
WABC, Staten Island law firm of Ed, Julie, and Gentili John time is 12:34.
Arrive alive. Units when responding to emergency incidents, arrive alive. Intersections are a threat. Proceed with caution. Stop, look, and listen. Tactically, remember to always wear your seatbelt and control the intersection. Protect yourself and others. All members of the service must wear a seatbelt when riding in a department vehicle. May not be beneficial for every car to respond to the scene of a major incident. You're not immediately required on scene. You should begin a canvas from approximately 3 to 4 blocks out and monitor the radio. Look for suspects, additional victims, and witnesses, as well as look for possible routes such as train stations.
My family went through the same thing.
A male with dementia, standing by the nurse station, threatening the nurse, and throwing items at the nurse. 83-year-old male black,
No shame in your game. As a single parent, as you just pointed out, you did what you had to do for your kids to survive. You wasn't proud of it. You said you were embarrassed. I think many of us
During an extreme emergency, should members of the service enter the track area and the utmost caution should be used. Beware of the third rail.
I'm glad that you did. You said that you're a senior citizen and that you shop, went back to work, and you shop once people order their food, Amazon, whatever, for the grocery store. And that's one of the biggest scandals out. I just want to say these two things and I'm going right back to you. I can't tell why, but and I don't know if I should just say people in the hood, but when it's government money, it's never good enough. Really need to whatever it is in the supermarket, I find products on everything. I mean, like, you're on food stamps, I'm sorry, what in the world are you doing buying Haagen-Dazs?
That's true. Try to call back. All
Wow. I live in Massachusetts.
It says multiple. Thank you.
Wasn't making it, so this is the job I took in order to pay my taxes. And then when I got there, I started this job last day.
And so you actually have to, while you're struggling, and in your golden years, that's for a bunch of freeloaders, you have to patch their food life.
901 Barclay. 2109.
When I had some of the orders that were people just getting by and paying their own way to live a little chocolate into their bag. Which I know is wonderful, Adam. It's not as bad as
Americans go without for Americans. As you just pointed out, and
You're such a jerk.
well, I wanted to go because you illustrate the way that I love to make of each one. So you struggle, but you can darn sure your kids do better and even on college, correct? Well, that makes you an absolute hero of my book. And I want you to find out in the future how your work is
Your scholarship?
never too close. And I try my best.
For 19 from my side?
Margo and John Jackson. I have never met anybody in my entire life that works as hard as either one of them. And these are billionaires. And you know, you see around every day. 2018 things. I don't know how she can keep the memory to do all these things. So, for example, their grandson and their kids, embarking in their tradition this Saturday morning, for example. And this is real talk, Kate. And I want to bring back to the conversation in just a second. So stay with me. Pat's calling from New Jersey. And Pat says she identifies with me. And I know you don't know her, but I want to bring her into the conversation. And so this Saturday, coming up this Saturday, right? And again, Kate, this is real talk. Like I said before, the Catholic schools decided to write down the mayor of New York City, he would be elected. Because he is Saturday morning, 9 a.m. Never down to sale without, well, I don't want to talk about that because that's not my place to do so. So I don't want to put the information out there. But they will be arriving there at the PAL in
Midnight 11. Two stop for quality of life. Your final?
all types of things. But primarily kids who look like me. And you can give
30-30 fun.
you can tell when something's real, when someone's doing it from the heart. And they do not hear from the heart. So I want to stand by and they will be live. Pat in New Jersey, you're in Boston. Pat in New Jersey says she identifies with UK. So Pat, you're on the other line. Would you have to say?
All right, thank you. I identify in two ways. Dominic, when I was trying to school, I couldn't wait to go to school. But I just stay with it. when I got to school, Treasure response to students asked the first place I looked to see was at this because I was teacher would give me the weapons on each side. White, 40 years, 55, 45 pounds of charge. Words best in the container. Other questions on that location. And then I about what I made sure that it was going to be a learning experience, and I did fairly well.
You want our staff?
He was at a stock company in the Northeast area, and what was that? I read about it.
Close that already.
No one was involved. No one needed to stop. Even if I did notify the ETS yet. Well, I'll be ETS. I'm here. My name is Patty. Somebody is a continuous. Third party call another location. I find the 6 that location. I had to go to the office, and what was 201? I was so humiliated. Happened to be on the sixth. Because I just had too much dignity about myself. It was needed.
42,
but it was still hurt. 22 on Woodward Avenue.
And I decide what to say, but I need you to understand that we all of us,
Or a ruler in each track.
And I managed to put my children through school. And I vowed that they were never going to have a struggle of a lifestyle.
Miles 91, 95 Avenue. No way.
So, well, I'm very grateful that people go to the marathon. And if there were programs,
91, 98. Franklin Archie. Export train control. Order, yes, silver left. Directed inside of St. Nicholas Park.
I'm going to let you go. I want Kate to stay with me for a second. So, this is the story that I hear countless times. You know, that the kids, there was something to eat for the kids. So, are you telling me that there are times there wasn't something for you to eat while you sacrificed to make sure your kids ate? Well, I'm not saying you're wrong.
477 Broadway.
When you get that food stamp allotment every month, but you want it anytime.
West side.
You serious? Hey, I beg in your sight. Hey, or Jay, was that? Hey, are you serious? walking so much. Anthony, your people. Stop walking so much, please. Did you hear what JT said? You're talking so much, I don't even think you're listening. I'm sorry, go ahead. Kate said you're entitled. Is that correct, Kate? I did. Entitled. Yes. I cannot believe that you just pulled up here. And we're talking these two women that just poured their hearts out. And you're talking about, not to buy Haagen-Dazs. Well, why do you have to buy ice cream when taxpayers are paying for it, Ted? The taxpayers ain't paying for it. You're paying for it, too. Every time you buy something, you're a tax dog. Hey, don't waste my time, please. Hey, brother, and I'm sorry the conversation is ending this way. You have to listen to that nut. What's the final point that you want to make, Kate? I think the dominant attitude, and I do think they should be able to carry large balances. But I would be all ready to talk to anybody about how to report it, especially with this late in life knowledge. I started New York because my mom grew up in Albuquerque. Grandpa was a reporter for the Hong and during COVID, they did the New York. And now I just, I know you. And always good. My life is good. I didn't see you complain. You were not complaining. I am just trying to think that I need you to understand that you are an absolute rock star. And I'm looking up to you for such admiration for what you do. You gotta watch migrants. And thank God for the shutting it down. Thank you so much. Okay, I want to hear from you in the future about your experiences in the supermarket. Jade in Boston, thank you so much. Time for a break. We'll come back. America's darkest day of 9/11, the Tunnel to Towers Foundation, helping America's heroes ever since. Heroes who put their lives on the line for our country and our community. Need your help now more than ever. Join Tunnel to Towers on a mission to celebrate in their honor. Never forget 9/11 or the sacrifices of this country's heroes and their families. Show support by donating $11 a month at T2T.org. That's T, the number 2, T.org. I love my dogs. Maybe everything you read. 20 years losing that spark. So after adding rough greens to their food, I saw a marked difference in their energy back. Their dogs made end up playing like puppies again. Rough greens totally changed the game. Rough greens isn't some food gimmick. It's a live nutritional supplement you just sprinkle right on their food. No need to switch kibble or wet food. Just add it in. Add probiotics, vitamins, omega oil, stuff that helps their joints digest. And even on nurse support. Why does it work? Because dog food is dead good. It's been cooked and processed until all the good stuff is gone. Rough greens brings back the nutrition our pets really need. I don't just recommend rough greens. I depend on it to keep my dogs both happy and healthy. Right now, Rough Greens is offering a free Jumpstart trial bag. You just cover the cost of shipping. Go to roughgreens.com and use promo code STONE. That's roughgreens.com, promo code STONE. If you want real American beef, born, raised, and processed in the USA, then you want Freedom Farms. One more sellers, just farm-fresh beef from upstate New York. Shipped nationwide. Stock your freezer with an entire cow or half of a cow. Or grab just a box of premium steaks and burgers. Right now, new customers get $25 off with promo code MAGA. Go to freedomfarms.com. Shopping is $5 off. That's promo code MAGA. I'll have it.
sweater, one female wearing a white sweater, two males both wearing black sweaters. These vehicles are under on direction on the light. The bus is going to be there in the 9:55. Just to confirm, you said 3-4. That's Nora Papa 7 on the BDSM. She said it's you and I. Just want to confirm.
Actually, you want me to sit up there?
All right, I'll let you know. 26 plus 14.
Helen Burrell. Helen, I know that the issue of food stamps, you are extremely sensitive.
I disregard that symptom 6 at Jamaica Second.
But you're getting wrong on your response, and I'm about to tell you why. So, and I say this with respect to you, Helen, and I've seen the banter back and forth.
We'll close up the firm on the 9th zone for COS and show me the one of the same location.
You realize it or not, Helen, you come off of the when it comes to food stamps. So Helen says, Dominic, way wrong, and they should capitalize it, judging people buying some dessert with their food. You're telling me that you're poor, and need help buying food, they should capitalize it. You're not allowed to ever have some dessert? That is downright cruel. Ladies should stop judging others. Those on Snap, pay taxes before Snap. Okay, so let's go by Helen. Number one, that's not true. That most on Snap pay taxes before Snap. Well, there are ways that the time they're breaking that, they don't have to go to work there for their for benefits. Buy the most expensive products that they can find intentionally. Now, Helen, maybe you didn't say at the top of the show. And again, I understand that you are extremely when it comes to food stamps. If you heard me at the top of the show, I said if you're elderly and you need food stamps, then I'm all for it. I said at the top of the show that if you're able-bodied, step off your ass and do something.